Hello, welcome back. This is the third episode in our bowing series, and this is where it begins to get exciting because we're going to put bow to cello and I'm going to make a really good sound. Right, so hopefully by now you've seen both the previous two videos. If not, then I really suggest that you go back and look at those because there's some really useful information in them, and we're going to basically be going on from where we left off. So take a look at those before you watch this if you haven't already done that. Okay, so we've got our beautiful bow hold. It's all balanced. It's very flexible, and we've found out where the best place for our thumb is, and it's slightly different for everybody. So the main thing is that you've got plenty of balance and you're comfortable. Okay. Right, now I'm going to put the bow on the string. Now it's very important at this point that you put the bow on at right angles for now. When your bow is not at right angles, it likes to go wandering, and you see how the sound can change. And likewise this way round. In fact, I fell off the cello that time. That's what happens if your bow isn't straight, so look out for that. What looks straight to you though, so as I look down, that looks straight to me, but it's not actually straight. If you think about the angle of the bridge and the angle of the bow, they look very different. So you want to really be looking in a mirror if you can, and that also helps you to see what else you're doing, so you can see how bendy this finger is. If it's prodding and stiff, then you're going to have lots of problems. So make it nice and bendy and squishy, and it's going to sound really good, especially if you've got a squishy thumb. Remember that about the thumb being able to bend as well. That's super important. Right, so you're all bendy and ready to go. Right, so bow straight. I'm going to get nice and relaxed now. My arm is super heavy, and all of these muscles here are totally relaxed. Okay, I've got my fingers bendy, and I'm balanced on this side of the hand, on this side where the index finger is. Okay, so I'm not totally flopped off, because otherwise then I'd be dropping the bow. So there has to be a little bit of tone, and you're balancing, as I say, over this side of the hand. Okay, always. Okay. Right, okay, so this is nice and relaxed still, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to gradually start pulling my elbow, like it's a puppet on a string, out and up at the same time in a beautiful arc. Okay, so like this. Okay, and what I'm actually going to do is imagine I'm bowing around a beach ball, huge big ball. Okay, and I'm starting at roughly 5 o'clock. If you imagine you're going clockwise, my elbow's at 5 o'clock on the clock. And when I get round to midday, hopefully by then I'll be at the tip of the bow and I'll be able to take the bow off the string like this. There we go. And then I'm coming back all the way around, through across the cello, and I'm landing, and my elbow's at 5 and I'm ready to start again. So I land at more or less between 5 and 6. Okay. Here we go, landing at 6ish maybe. Whatever works for you, somewhere between 6 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Okay. I like to feel as though I've got the heavy part of it there before I start to pull again. Okay, so get used to that. Just make those beautiful big circles. Every time you land, remember, you're nice and squishy. Your bow is at a good angle. Okay, this is relaxed, this is relaxed, fingers are bent, thumb is bent. Pull up from the elbow. So you're not trying to move any of this part. This all stays nice and heavy, and when you do it like that, you'll make a really big sound. Okay, just get used to that. Think about the big movement most of all. That's important. Get that lovely sense of swinging. And once you've got that, you can refine it and make the bow behave itself a little bit more. Okay, so don't lose that sense of freedom. Now, common problems we have already covered the angle. 9 times out of 10 it'll be going off, going funny, because your bow has started wandering. So just look in the mirror, just check, are you straight? That's number one. Number two, sometimes you can end up with actually loads and loads of weight. Now, it's not uncommon to hear this sort of sound. Yeah, that's actually a really good sign. It means you've got plenty of arm weight in there. So don't worry about it at this stage. It's pretty good to actually be making that sort of sound. It's only because you're not actually pulling. Okay, if you start pulling immediately, then you actually make the most brilliant sound. If you're not pulling enough, that's what happens. Now, that was the same amount of weight both times. The only difference was that I started pulling and getting some decent motion going straight away. Another common problem with making unwanted sounds can be this sort of sound. When the bow starts to skate and you actually start producing harmonics, which are overtones that the string has in it all the time, but your bow picks up on them because you're so close to the bridge. Normally because you're going too quickly near the bridge. So be aware for now, try to stay in the middle between the bridge and the fingerboard. So if you're too close to the bridge, you'll get that skatey sound. If you're too close to the fingerboard, you get this sort of sound. That's because there's too much weight for the amount of speed. So if you do want to venture and try going on different parts of the string, then bear in mind here it likes to be quite light. Light and fast ideally, here slow and heavy. But for now, just get used to making a really, really good sound. On each string you'll find that the angle is different for each string, so your arm's going to be lower on the C string and higher on the A string. You'll have to reach a lot more up and round with your arm on the A string. Just get used to doing one string at a time. Okay. Excellent. Right. Join me again next time and we'll see what it's like doing it the other way around. Thank you for watching.